Welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show presented by the great folks at COMC, Central Ozarks Medical Center, where your health is their mission. And our good friend is back, Mark Brick, the Brick family, the big business people here at the Lake of the Ozarks, Village Marina, the Boathouse, the Brick House in Casablanca.
Yes.
And you guys stay busy, don't you?
We do.
Absolutely. Full time. You and your brother Ryan,
Yes.
kind of hands-on runner. Your mom and dad actually were the start here. They bought the Village Marine back in the early 90s, and it was a family business. After you bought the Village Marine, about 3 years later, you put in the Boathouse on the marina, in the marina, basically, there. And then at some point, you guys decided to expand over to the Strip. When did that start to happen? When did you start to think, we want to go over to the Strip?
Well, I think it was in 2009 and 10, like during the last recession. Yeah. Things were pretty brutal. And we're like, people weren't buying boats and it was just, things were tough times. And but we did notice everyone's still be going to the local establishments, drinking beer and eating. I'm like, well, that seems like everyone still has to, eat. Yeah. And so in 2012, we were at Casablanca, sitting at the end of the bar. It was like New Year's Eve, and Eddie Jordan, the guy that owned it before us, he's like, we said, Eddie, when are you gonna ever sell this place, or retire or resell this place? He goes, well, how about tonight? And so we kind of shook on it. And the next morning I said to my brother Ryan, I said, were we just having a couple beers or did we actually buy Casa last night? He goes, hold on. He goes, Eddie's calling me. And next thing you know, I said, what did he say? He said, when are we closing? Wow. So we closed it was like 18 days later. We're the new owners of Casablanca, and that's how quick it happened,
Oh my gosh. But that is the beauty of the lake, right? Of still a smaller rural community, and deals are made like that. Right. I mean, that doesn't happen in St. Louis and Kansas City usually, how cool is that?
Well, it is a fun story.
So were you kind of glad, or were you like, oh, I can't believe I bought the Casa?
Right. Well, we had the Boathouse, but that was kind of like the in-house, or we're always around there anyway. Yeah. And so we were a little nervous on how it started, but there was a couple ideas at Casa, like they had a TV, like 18-inch TV, like the tube ones, you have to kind of turn the station. Yeah. And we'd say, Eddie, what do you think about putting in, a TV so we can watch a game? He goes, well, no one really watches sports here. I wouldn't recommend it. And I'm like, well, no one's going to watch it on a black and white 17-inch TV. So we put a bunch of TVs in, and that's been a great venture over there.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. And I thought, I'm being fairly new at the lake. I've only lived here like 5 years. But I thought you guys just built Casablanca.
Not right.
And then I started looking, and that building has been around for a long time. That's a great historical building down on the Strip. It is.
So it was the first, to make it short, but it was the first Lake Ozark post office. Really? And then in 1932, Prohibition ended. So then when Prohibition ended, they could put, soups and sandwiches and beer and that type of stuff. So they turned it to Casablanca. And it's really been Casa. So there's about a 4-year stint. I think it's called Slicks, something like that.
Really?
And it's kind of turned into a little biker bar. Yeah. And a guy that was there, like a customer there in the 50s, he bought the building. He was just tired of the whole, what it was kind of turned into. And then he revamped it and kind of turned Casa, at least remodeled the inside and turned it back to what it is today.
How old is that building?
1929 is when the building was built.
Wow, so it's older than the dam.
It was built during the dam period when that was the post office, and so I'm sure it's been it had a laundromat. Yeah. So where Casablanca is now, there used to be a top floor to it, and that used to be the laundromat, and they got rid of the top floor to it. But no, it's been around a long time.
If those walls could talk, right?
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny. You'll have customers that are say 80, and the young kids like 30 come in and say, oh, this is like an older person's bar, and the person's 80 going, this is our bar. This isn't the older person's bar. We were 30 when we were going. They were kids when they were going to it. So it's funny that you have
That's such a cool story. It's amazing. And Eddie was ready to sell.
Oh, yeah.
Right? After that conversation, he was ready to get out. And he was like a legend around here.
Oh, right? He was. He had the old, the Arrowhead Lodge downstairs. They had the Powwow Pub for people that know what that is. But had a little piano bar. He had the hot dog stand, the outlet mall. He was, I think, the school principal. So he was very well known in the community.
Wow, I guess so.
Yeah.
And ready to say, okay, Casablanca goes to the bricks over there.
Yeah.
And did you just keep doing what Eddie was doing as far as menu and drinks and stuff, or did you completely change that up?
Well, Casablanca was popular before we bought it, and so we didn't really want to change anything. It was like, if it's working, why even mess with it?
Yeah.
But we did get the downstairs and then turn that into Casa Grotto, which is just the pizza place that it is now. And that's really, and we changed, we cleaned it up, put bigger TVs and a lot of stuff, but the structure is pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's amazing there. Okay. So the Boathouse was the first restaurant, then Casa.
Yes.
And then at some point you decide, we're going to build the brick house.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so we're going to get into that story next when we come back with Mark Brick on Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. At COMC, your health is our mission. Central Ozarks Medical Center offers 3 OBGYNs at the Osage Beach Clinic and 2 pediatricians with same-day appointments available. At COMC, our doors are open to everyone with 5 primary care locations conveniently located across the Ozarks. COMC for the best medical, dental, and behavioral health care. Get more info on how COMC can help you at centralozarks.org. COMC, where your health is our mission. If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals, parades, aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV. Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show presented by the great folks at COMC. It's Mark Brick with us as we're having fun talking about the Brick family businesses, Village Marina, Boathouse, Brick House, Casablanca. We were just talking about Casablanca and the amazing history there. That building has been around since 1929 when they were building the dam.
Right.
And it was the post office back then.
Right.
Wow, okay. Have you ever had anybody walk in there? They would have to be very old and say, I remember when this was the post office.
Maybe not the post office. That might be, it would be a little.
Yeah.
But we've definitely had people that had brought pictures in. There's one picture that's really cool. It's like this dad and a little kid on his knee, just sitting there in front of the Casablanca. And the guy who's like, I'd say 80 years old, he comes in and he goes, I was that kid sitting on the knee, and and it's cool, like looking at a picture that was taken in the 30s, and you'll see like the brickwork, like the lines where they put the bricks, and it's like, I'll take the picture and I'll go right up to the front of the building. I'm like, oh wow, that's the same.
Still there?
It's still the same right.
That is so cool.
Yeah, that is neat.
That is absolutely stunning. And then you guys had the Boathouse, which was at Village Marina.
Yes.
And then you bought Casablanca after a night of drinking beers with the owner.
Yeah.
And then, so then how did you decide to build the brick house?
Right. Well, we could see that, with Casa, the strip was just getting busier. I mean, Casa's bringing a lot of people in, and Tucker's, started, they did a great job over there, and places are coming in. I'm like, man, and then, like at Casa, we'd be turning away hundreds of people a night. So we're like, they just need more options down here.
Right.
And so there was a Binky's ice cream parlor right across the street, and they just had this one little floor type deal. And she wanted to sell the ice cream store, so we bought that, and then turned it into redid the whole building. And our first step is called Salsa, and so that was supposed to be like we had one business partner from the Kansas City. He thought it'd be great to have like a Chipotle here.
Yeah.
Like the quick in and out.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if that concept worked really well, because people really wanted to, if you're going to the strip, you're not there for like, let's go to the strip and have a 5-minute lunch. You're like, let's go there for the afternoon.
Right.
And so we needed a little more casual dining where people could sit down and spend the afternoon at.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the way you guys revamped that. I mean, I don't think I was in the building before. I was never in the ice cream place. But the way you guys, I mean, you really modernized everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then, you got that upper deck and everything. I don't know if that was there before, but again, when you're down on the strip, you want to have a deck that you can go out on and see the lake a little bit and stuff like that, and you put that all together up there.
Yeah, we did. So our first thing was like the downstairs, and then a couple years later, we're like, we need that roof, or like we need to spend a lot more time. We have a lot of parades down there.
Yep.
It's great for people watching. There's just people coming in and out of town, people walking around. So the upstairs bar is a great place just to watch the strip and do that type of thing.
Yeah, it is. I didn't even know that it was a couple years later that you did that.
Yep.
But that's such a great addition. The food has always been great over there. I love Cajun food. So I was always going over there for Cajun food. But more recently, you've kind of changed that up a little bit.
We did. So what we noticed when we were 100% Cajun, that we started getting feedback from customers like, I loved your food, but last weekend I had 14 people trying to figure out where we're going to go for dinner.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get 14 people to decide on anything's tough, but just to say if you get 14 people together, how many people love Cajun?
Right.
And so we're eliminated a lot of times in those discussions. So we've really, I think we still have like 2 Cajun items left, but it's really more mainstream anymore. I mean, just the hamburgers and the tacos and just a traditional American fare to where hopefully the 14-person discussion can all say,
make it a little easier. Yeah, there's a little something for everybody. Because, there's, you got people like me that love Cajun.
Yeah.
My wife could be okay not having Cajun for the rest of her life, so I completely understand that. A lot of things people don't know about you. You're a licensed pilot. You fly.
Yeah.
You love motorcycles. You've done the Iron Butt Motorcycle Rally, 1,400 miles in one day.
That's it.
And you also are a scuba diver?
Oh, yeah.
Do you scuba a lot?
I wouldn't say a lot. I've probably gone maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So it's not terribly enough. I mean, Lake Ozark, I thought, with Village Marina being the old divers' village, that there'd be some great scuba diving options, but it's a little silty.
A little murky down there, right?
I don't know if I don't want to go down there.
Not going to see much, right? And I hear stories from scuba divers and, especially that work with the police and stuff, but they go down at the base of dams, and I've had several of them come back and say, I will never go down there again.
Right.
Something brushed up against me, but it was big. I'm not going down there again.
I've heard that, yes.
You never know what's down there, right? But if you go to, I don't know, the Bahamas or somewhere, you can see a lot better in that water.
Oh, yeah. Right.
That's the scuba that you like.
That's the scuba I like, you bet.
Is it weird, though, it's like a whole different universe down there, right?
Well, I've never gone like really deep, when I say scuba diving, like 15 feet, so it's more like, what's that, snorkeling? So it's like little snorkeling on
just
steroids.
Through the tube,
Yeah.
But even that, it looks like a whole different world down there.
It does.
And you've run a marathon?
I have. I used to be I'm not saying I was a very fast runner or anything, but I used to have the endurance. I was like, I'm going to finish this doggone thing,
Wow. And we've mentioned, your mom and your dad bought Village Marina back in the early 90s. They started the whole thing. The whole family jumped in and helped out and stuff. Yeah. You and your brother Ryan kind of are the hands-on business runners now. You do things now. You handle like boat and sales and stuff at the marina. And we didn't really get a chance to talk about all the rentals, but you guys do a lot of rentals too.
Yeah, we have the rental thing we started in 2015. And we have places at Camden on the Lake, the Lodge of Four Seasons, Dog Days, it's called Bombay Boat Rentals.
Yeah.
And so that's quite the operation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those would be too much for me to do. You guys are doing it all. Okay, so in our last minute here, folks want to get more information on all of this. Where would they go? How do they find that?
Traditionally, we have villagemarina.com. That they'll bring all the different places together. It has links to the different restaurants and the rental stuff and everything we do actually.
Yeah.
Or you can just get on Facebook and search for any of our businesses, and we try to keep them pretty up to date for everybody to see what's going on.
Fantastic, and you've got to read the history of Casablanca because it's so much fun. And I learned a lot more today because I didn't realize it went all the way back to 1929. So Village Marina, the Boathouse, the Brick House, Casablanca. It's all the Brick family. Thank you guys for all that you do, and thank you for coming by today.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Mark Brick. I can call him my friend now.
That's it.
Thank you for joining us for Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. If you love the lake, You gotta love Lake TV.